Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at this setup that I just put together. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it sweet? I'm pretty good at this kind of thing. Actually, there's a lot of cool stuff going on here, but the main thing we're gonna be focusing on today is this whole thing, this monitor stand from LANQ. It's the LANQ PC Dock Pro Max, and it's actually one of three products that we'll be taking a look at today. We'll be focusing on the other two, the Pro Standard and the Standard PC Dock. Before that, this video is brought to you by cdkeyoffers.com, a cool website I found for all of your game keys and software key needs. You can find keys for really cheap and they're reliable, and I just so happen to really need a Windows 10 Pro key for a system that I just built. Let me punch in my payment information really quick. Buy now. All right, here's my key, and the system's already activated, but we can just change the product key to the one we just bought, and if all goes smoothly, activate. It works, yay, so super legit. Go ahead and follow the link in the description below, guys, and be sure to use the code BW20 for 20% off any of the keys or orders that you make at cdkeyoffers.com. This is kind of a cool product. At first glance, it just looks like your basic monitor stand with some RGB lighting and whatnot, but there's actually a lot more going on here than meets the eye. Technically, it has 8 different functions or 8 different features built into this one stand. Believe it or not, most of them are not gimmicky. I think the only gimmicky feature, in fact, is the RGB lighting, but it still looks really cool. I mean, it definitely adds that spark, a bit of bling to your setup. It is addressable, comes with this handy remote, which has different modes and stuff. Like, it's actually pretty cool, but that's really the only gimmicky feature I would say of this whole dock. The rest of them, I mean, obviously every user is different. Not all 8 of the other features are going to appeal to all of you, but I guarantee you'll at least find some of them interesting. So we're going to take a look at all of them today. I'm going to switch back to addressable, or rainbow unicorn vomit. Where you at? There you are. And we'll pretty much just go over what this thing's all about. So why don't we get the obvious thing out of the way first? At its core, it is a monitor stand. And it's funny because like I've seen these a million times. Obviously they've been on my radar for years. I've been getting pictures of your setups for years now, whether I'm roasting them or giving you tips on them. And a lot of you guys are using these monitor stands, whether you have a single monitor or dual display, ultra wide, whatever. And I've actually never used one in my personal life or at work. This is actually the first one I've actually ever received to do a video on. So I'm kind of curious. And the snap judgment I always make with these products is that it doesn't really do much other than lift your monitor off the desk, which is kind of pointless if your monitor stand already has height adjustability anyway. But again, like I said, there's a lot more going on here. That said, it is a monitor stand, so it is lifting our monitor off the desk a few inches, and it also allows you to put peripherals underneath, which, I used to be like, okay, big whoop, who cares? But the more I use computers and stuff and do my job, the more I actually value having extra desk real estate on a whim. For example, if I'm building a system in here, right, I'm building a system on the table and I've got like just tons of empty boxes get racked up and I need to put them somewhere. I'm like, okay, this should go off the desk. What usually ends up happening is if I want to clear off my desk and move my peripherals, I'll end up putting my keyboard like on the monitor stand like this. And then it kind of just slides down, right? And then this kind of just messily goes there. We've all been there. We've all been there. It's like, yeah, I cleared it off, but
what did it cost?
Everything.
it's not quite as graceful of a solution. It is kind of nice having this little cubby just to tuck it under where it's not interfering with your monitor stand whatsoever. I mean, unless you have a wall-mounted monitor, then in that case, you won't even need a PC dock really. But anyway, this is just a much more elegant solution that can clean up your desk area in a pinch should you need the extra space. Another cool side benefit of having one of these PC docks that I didn't even really think about or notice until now is that it cleans up your cable management tremendously because it hides any of the wires going from your peripherals to behind the desk. You can just kind of see, I'm sitting down right now. I'm still not at a low enough angle to see all of the cables going behind the edge of the desk. If I go way down, then you can see all that stuff. See, all these cables here are completely visible, would be completely visible from pretty much any angle if that dock wasn't there. So going back to this setup over here, you can just see them all falling behind the desk and it definitely looks a bit more messy. So that's kind of a cool thing. I mean, I focus on cable management so much with my builds and also with my desk setup, so I think that's something worth pointing out here. It's also worth noting that this particular model, the PC Dock Pro Max, is by far the longest product of the three. This is sort of a compact version, and then this is much shorter for like a single panel setup. You can do a single panel setup as well here, but this is obviously for larger format monitors or ultra wide panels. You could do dual monitors as well, but I would suggest sticking to maybe 24 inches or smaller if you're gonna go that route. Just otherwise, it's probably not gonna fit. You're gonna have your panels hanging off the sides and stuff. But for ultra wides or something like a 32-inch 4K monitor like this one, it fits like a glove. So that's kind of obvious feature number number one. It's a monitor stand. The second thing is that you've got some I/O on the side here, which you can see I've already sort of utilized this thing to its fullest, more or less, just to give you a demonstration of how you could actually use this thing. So we have 4 ports here. They're all USB 3.2 Gen 1, formerly known as USB 3.0. So basically you're getting 5 gigabits per second on all these ports. You've got 2 Type A ports and 2 Type C ports. This is really handy if you just want to plug in some wireless dongles, maybe some USB flash drives. These are also transmitting both data and power. You can see I've actually started charging my little Bluetooth speaker here. A lot of you guys, I get comments on this thing all the time. It's a Bluetooth speaker, Didu, I forget, Didu something. I'll link it in the description, but it's got little fun little clicky keys and stuff too. It's really cool. Anyway.
This video is brought to you by the Corsair K65 RGB Mini. The new 60% mechanical gaming keyboard offers premium portability with genuine Cherry MX speed switches, dynamic per key RGB backlighting, and PBT double shot keycaps. To learn more about the Corsair K65 RGB Mini, click on the link below.
So that's being charged by the dock. We've got a USB 3.0 pass-through. This is Type C to Type A that's going into my Intel NUC. I should have mentioned that earlier. We're actually using an Intel NUC for this little demo here. Yeah, the PC dock is plugged in to the NUC with that cable in the back. Now, obviously, if you're fortunate enough to have a desktop PC that has USB 3.2 Gen 2 or USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2 ports, giving you faster bandwidth speeds than 5 gigabits per second, what those ports are capable of, then I would suggest plugging in whatever storage devices that you need that bandwidth for directly into those ports. But if you just need to plug in a wireless dongle or you're trying to do a quick file transfer, then these ports are really handy and they're just kind of out of sight, out of mind, off to the side there, so you don't have to have, you know, a big dongle sticking out from front of your system like that, or a desktop tower, probably more likely. Another cool thing about this dock is that it's actually got a built-in wireless charger. 15-watt wireless charging. My phone's been charging this whole time. Seems like it charges pretty quickly at the 15 watts as advertised, and it's got a fairly large surface, so your phone doesn't actually have to be perfectly centered like that. It could be like that or whatever. So, you know, if you're just trying to like throw it on there quickly, you don't have to be super precise with it, which can be a real hassle. I've had some really terrible wireless chargers in my day. So at least for me, and I would suspect for a lot of users, this is definitely one of the most useful features of this product. This is something that I could see myself using every single day because I'm at my computer all the time. And just below that, you might see a little circle. That's a fingerprint scanner. So you can connect this to your PC, set it up with Windows Hello so that you can sign into your PC and unlock it with your fingerprint. Let me just go ahead and lock this really quick. All right, so my desktop is locked. I've already set it up and stuff. Look at how quick this is. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's super fast. It is super quick. I'm very impressed with the performance of this fingerprint reader, and you don't even have to hold it very long. Let me see. All right, monitor in frame. All right, 3, 2, 1. Like just a quick little tap, and you can actually assign multiple profiles to this. So if you live with a bunch of people, or if you got multiple people logging into your system with different profiles, different accounts, you can set up, I forget what number of profiles, but you can definitely do multi-user setup with that fingerprint scanner. Another nifty feature with the PC dock is that it's got an integrated Bluetooth and a Wi-Fi adapter, which you might not think is super useful because you're like, well, most PCs, what PC these days isn't gonna have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi? Actually, quite a few. I was like looking through my boards and stuff, and there's a lot of boards, like this MPG X570 Gaming Plus board that does not have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. This is like a $170 board, and yeah, it's more or less, I would say, a mid-range board. It's not super high-end, but it's on a premium chipset. Especially if you're DIYing your PC, maybe save money on a board that doesn't have either of those features. This product has you covered in those areas. It'll kind of compensate for the lack of features that you might have on the rest of your PC, and they work really well. So we're in Device Manager right here, and you can see that I've actually disabled the Intel Bluetooth adapter that's built into our Intel NUC. I want to make sure that that's disabled, and this generic Bluetooth radio here, that's actually our PC dock. And it functions just like a regular Bluetooth adapter. It just gives you that functionality, and you can do cool things like integrate it with Windows Hello. So with my phone right here, I have it connected or paired to the PC dock right now, and I set up dynamic lock, which basically means if my PC or my mobile device loses a Bluetooth connection to the dock, then it'll automatically lock my desktop for me. So why don't we go over here where the connectivity might not be as good. Put my phone way over here, and we'll come back over here, close the doors. By the way, that Wi-Fi adapter can connect up to 10 devices simultaneously at a range of 20 meters, which isn't too bad. So let's see if that was enough time. Oh, yeah. Already my system's locked. So it disconnected, and now my system's locked. Let me get my phone back again. I've actually never used this feature. I've never taken advantage of the dynamic lock, which I'm gonna start doing because it's really cool, especially because once you have your device within proximity of your system again, it automatically reconnects the Bluetooth connection. Once you're back, we'll just sign in with a tap. Bada bing, bada boom, and my phone should be reconnected to the dock. And like I said, in addition to a Bluetooth adapter, we also have a dual band Wi-Fi adapter at 1200 megabits per second on both 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz frequencies built right into the PC dock. So going back to our device manager here, you can just see I have disabled the Intel dual band wireless AC adapter that's built in, once again, to our Intel NUC. We are not hardwired in. Well, we are, but I disabled the Ethernet. And lo and behold, just based on the PC dock alone, we have Wi-Fi. I'm not gonna show you my networks because that would be bad, but the Wi-Fi is working great. This is a fantastic feature if, again, you don't have integrated Wi-Fi into your desktop or whatever PC that you're using. That also means that you can take advantage of mobile hotspots and everything like that. And I tried that as well, and it works flawlessly. So that's the PC dock Pro Max. They also have the PC Dock Pro, which I would again recommend for single displays that are smaller, on the smaller side, something maybe like 27 inches or under. Actually, for a 27 inch, I would still probably get the Pro Max just to have a little bit of extra space on the sides, whereas it might just feel like a little cramped. You know, you probably wouldn't overhang the edges of this dock, but aesthetic wise, I typically prefer the dock width to be a little wider than the actual display, at least by a couple inches. So if you've got like a 24-inch monitor, then this would be perfect. And this basically does every single thing that this one does, except it's not as wide. Pretty much just a size difference. Obviously, there's gonna be fewer LEDs and stuff underneath, which you can take a look at right here. You've got an LED strip. So this LED strip isn't quite as long, but it still wraps around the whole thing, so you're getting full coverage. But that's the only difference between the Pro and the Pro Max. And then this is the PC Dock Standard. This is the most affordable of the three, and it pretty much has all the same functionality as the other two, except you don't get the wireless charging. There's no wireless charging pad, and there's obviously no RGB lighting. It's just supposed to be a little side accessory, very compact, very portable. Still has the fingerprint scanner, still has all of the side I/O there, USB 3.0 port, and you still get the same Bluetooth and Wi-Fi adapters built right in. So this is actually a really nice accessory if you're on the go a lot, or maybe you use one of these docks at home and then you can take this when you travel and that sort of thing. So thar she blows. And to be honest, you know, I wasn't really sure what to expect with this product. Before I agreed to do any kind of video coverage or any sort of sponsored content with it, I told them that I wanted to play around with it first and get a feel for it to see if it was actually worth anyone's time. And after messing around with it for a few days, I'm actually gonna be using the Pro Max in the editing bay. I've decided that it's got enough functionality and I like enough features on it that I'm gonna use it every single day for the editing suite that we have here at the studio. So I think that's a pretty good indicator that there is some value to be had here. And like I said, not every one of these features that the product offers is gonna appeal to everyone, but for a lot of users out there, I definitely think this could elevate the level of functionality and usability of your desk while also cleaning up cable management and just sort of optimizing your desk environment overall. Oh, I also forgot to mention, this is full metallic construction. So that's why I had this PUBG pan here, just as a quick demonstration that it's metal, you can put magnets on it, fun. What do you guys think? Yay, nay, cool, useless? So I'd actually really love to hear your feedback on this product and PC docks in general. Those of you who use these products at home, maybe not this one specifically, but just any kind of monitor stand like this, how does this one compare to that one? And does this add any extra value to ones that you're already familiar with? Let me know down below, toss a like on the video before you go and get subscribed for more tech content on the way. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.